Welcome back to Nuskas with Anushka, where every story matters and every connection counts. Today, I am thrilled to have a talented, passionate makeup artist and a beauty influencer and a very dear friend joining us. She brings a unique blend of skills and artistry to every look she creates. With a keen eye for detail and a commitment to enhancing natural beauty, her work is truly stunning. From weddings to special events and everyday glamour, she's got you covered. Let's dive into the world of beauty and transformation with none other than Paridhi Arneja. Welcome, Paridhi, to Niskas with Anushka.
Hi Anushka, thank you for bringing me here. And that was quite a brief about me. So thank you so much. I just loved it.
Of course, I mean you had to have such an amazing introduction, Paridhi, and I think that is also quite less. I can go on and go on talking about you
Uh,
and your work.
that means a lot to me.
So, Paridhi, tell me, how did you start, or you got started as a makeup artist, and like who or what actually inspired you to pursue this as a career?
Okay, so when we talk about who inspired me, I would have to say that it was my mother because since childhood, we actually see the very first role model in our lives are our parents. So definitely when it comes to makeup, I always used to, admire how she used to just put on some makeup, how she used to use all the fancy products. So yes, I always had that in mind, and I always used to think that when will I, how will I grow up, and when will I grow up and start using all the makeup products. So yes, but definitely professionally, I did not choose makeup. I am a fashion designer first, and I did my graduation from Pearl Academy, and then I worked for like quite a couple of years as a designer. But then since this makeup thing, I always had this thing in my mind and heart. So definitely I wanted to explore more, and I thought of just adding on it to my portfolio, and starting with this makeup as I always wanted to do it, pursue it as a profession. So yeah, I then did my course from London, and then I just started. I just entered into the industry and started serving the clients. So yeah, my role model was my mother and has always been my mother.
That is utterly inspiring. Having your mother as a role model to pursue a full time career is just amazing, Paridhi. And I don't think, I mean, most of us don't keep our parents as our role models. We have some other third person, who's really successful in a particular industry that we keep them as a role model. So, I mean, I am really thrilled to hear this that your mom was your role model.
Yes, absolutely.
And mom is your role
Is
model.
yeah, right.
Right. So, I mean, when you started as a makeup artist or when you started in this career, once you were out of your graduation, post graduation, so I mean, what were your initial expectations versus what is the reality? What was the reality when you actually started?
So I would like to address this issue, like this. There's this gap wherein if there are inspiring makeup artists who are willing to come into this industry and be a part of the industry, all of us, including me, I was also part of it. I actually, me and other fellow mates, they face this problem that they get so much inspired and fascinated by all the glam, questioned, and showbiz of this industry. But in real world, in reality, it is so different. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of efforts required to be at the top and to be successful. So it is not just the show off part, it is actually all the hard work, all the efforts, all the मतलब दुनिया जहान की मेहनत रिक्वायर्ड होती है इसमें, and if you're not doing it, you're not there. So yes, that is the hard reality.
And I absolutely agree with you on that part. I think, yes, I mean, be it fashion or be it makeup, it's all about the glam question, like you said.
Yeah.
And even like people like us really get attracted to it. And, even we feel when I also see you, I mean, even I feel that, there's so much glamour to it and you're just all decked up all day and everything. But definitely, the kind of efforts that you said need to be put, I think it's for every industry. We just see the outer thing about it. We don't know what are the inner nuances
Yeah,
that you
I mean,
guys.
you really have to sacrifice upon a lot of things like your health, like your eating habits.
Right.
So much of things are, involved. वो कहते हैं ना कि बैक स्टोरी क्या चल रही है, बैक स्टेज स्टोरी क्या चल रही है, वो कभी हाईलाइट नहीं होती. सो या दैट इज द हार्ड रियलिटी कि सिर्फ दिखावा नहीं है. बहुत सारी चीजें रिक्वायर्ड होती हैं, बहुत मेहनत लगती है एक लेवल को अचीव करने के लिए.
Absolutely, absolutely. I take your point there. So, Paridhi, I mean, I'm sure along the years since you started, practicing your makeup, you must have definitely faced some significant challenges as a makeup artist. So, can you throw some light upon how were these challenges and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, sure. So the very first challenge and the only challenge which I believe is that when you enter into this industry, since it is becoming so competitive, it is becoming very difficult for all the budding makeup artists to actually bring in the real clients into the picture. So that was again one of my problems as well. This I also faced. But then you have to be very content and you have to be very confident about the work that you do, about yourself. You have to believe in yourself. That was my motivation and it kept me going. And yes, initially nobody, give you, you don't get paid work, so you have to build upon your portfolio. You have to showcase your work over Instagram, social media. Only then you are able to, catch on those clients. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. So gradually, if you keep doing it, if you are constant about it, only then you'll be able to crack it. That is what really worked for me as well.
That's amazing. I love it. And like you said, that consistency is the key. You have to be consistent on your growth. Don't, I mean, I'm sure you must have also had so many self-doubts and criticisms also from your family
Yeah.
that, things are not picking up and everything. That is also such a big time challenge for all of us.
Course, of course. But
So
you have to be very determined about your work, about your passion. Only then things, you can just convert them into your profession.
a success.
Yes.
Yeah, and a success. Absolutely. I completely agree to that. And but like so you have paid clients as well, and you are working along with a lot of brides as well. So I mean, how do you handle difficult clients or the last minute requests that the clients make? I'm sure you must be having many of them.
Yeah. So again, as I mentioned before, since I believe that you are working into a service in a service sector industry, right? So we are providing services. So when someone is, in a service sector, you have to be very patient and calm. You have to be very patient in order to, serve your clients. So yes, that is the key. Patience is the key. You definitely come across such clients wherein things become very difficult to handle. But as I mentioned, since if you are very confident about your work, it becomes very difficult for the client to overpower you. So yeah, you just have to be very firm about the kind of services that you're providing. And yes, of course, there are clients who are never happy or never satisfied, but it is your job to make them feel happy ultimately in the end. So even if they want anything, you don't have to stuck on, what I believe is that you shouldn't stuck on specific things कि मेरा तो यही style है मैं तो यही करूँगी, you should definitely guide your clients across, but then ultimately it's their day. You have to keep in mind that the client is happy in the end. तो जो वो कहते हैं उनको बस दे दो and patience is the key, as I say.
Absolutely. And yes, I mean, I have also come across such people, when we also hire makeup artists for events. And there are people who would, really want something as they want. I mean, they would not even want the professional's advice on something.
Right.
And I think which is not okay. I mean, sometimes you need to take in um, the kind of advices they have because they are professionals, they have so much experience, and probably it can turn out something good for you. Why not?
Why not?
So,
Yes, you're always there to guide them. But if you come across such clients who are very picky, who are quite specific about their looks, then you have to take them into consideration, and
right.
you have to do perform as per their requirements and needs. That's how that is the best way of dealing with such clients.
So, how have the beauty trends and the makeup preferences changed over years? So now, as I see, like if we can see, during our parents' times and during our times, there is such a vast difference in the kind of makeup we prefer and the kind of makeup they preferred,
Definitely.
during their times.
Yeah.
So I am
So,
like, there are so many things that have evolved. So could you throw some light upon such trends?
like if we when we talk about early 2000s, heavy makeup was so popular. People used to carry bold eyeshadow looks and bold lipsticks. But now, as we talk about this era, so people prefer more of a. There's a shift towards more natural, more no makeup look. Emphasizing more on skincare and a fresh, glowy looking appearance. So yes, that is a major change. And also nowadays, brands are coming up with more skincare properties into the makeup products because people are getting
Right.
more aware about the importance of skincare. So yeah, and also technologically, there are more innovations in the products. Like earlier, they never used to have full wear, foundations, matte, non-sticky lipsticks. More wearable things are coming up. So, of course, technology is also playing a very important role these days. And yeah, that's how it is changing, evolving day by day. Every time there is new technology coming up, there is new product coming up. So, yeah.
I agree to you, but I also feel that the Bollywood trends also uh, impact a lot with what makeup trends are going on. So, like you said, that right now minimalistic is what we are looking at. That is because of the brides. I mean, it started from Alia Bhatt having a really minimalistic look on
Yeah,
her bride, on her wedding day as a bride.
right.
So that was something like a game changer for all of us,
All of us.
to adapt that, to adapt a very natural look. Though we're doing makeup, but it should not look
It
like
does
we're doing
not look
makeup.
like makeup, yeah. So yeah,
Right.
Bollywood is again impacting so much of and so many people around here. So yes, that is also key, one of the key aspects in bringing a change.
I absolutely, yeah. And also, like I was reading the other day, it said that simple is the most difficult thing.
It is.
So right now, what is going on Instagram? That simple is the most difficult thing, and achieving that no makeup look, which everybody desires, is something which is really difficult. So I mean, how do you, as a makeup artist, achieve that for your clients?
So achieving the no makeup look can indeed be one of the most challenging makeup styles. So it requires a keen understanding of your skin and the ability to enhance natural features without appearing overly done makeup. So mastering, one should have an idea, like one should have a knowledge of how to master and blend, you know, And color matching is really crucial in terms of achieving that no makeup look. But yes, undoubtedly, this look is so effortless. This look is so, this actually looks so pretty in real that it is in demand, and people are, moving towards this no makeup look, because you can definitely carry it with any of the outfits and in any of the occasions. So this is kind of a very universal look.
So, Paridhi, what exactly, like we spoke, that Bollywood has certain amount of impact on the makeup trends, but I'm sure even social media, with the trending, the technology and everything, everybody's on social media these days. And also, I think the influencers on social media are also impacting a lot of these beauty trends and the makeup industry. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So social media influence has become crucial in promoting a lot of brands, a lot of products. Their endorsements, like these days, we have social media influencers. So they are really bringing a change in terms of promoting the products, as I mentioned. So their endorsements can significantly boost a brand's visibility and sales, making them more impactful than traditional advertising. So yes, undoubtedly, social media is quite important for anyone and everyone. Like be it a makeup, be it a makeup brand, be it a makeup artist, a makeup influencer, a content creator, or any brand for that matter. It is really important, to come up. It brings a lot of visibility in. Even the customers are becoming aware these days.
Like you correctly said, Pariti, that definitely, like with the endorsements, as we all are on social media and with the influencers, I think most of our buying choices is through Instagram. So, what product should we be buying, and what can be good for our skin, even the makeup products, even the beauty products, everything. I think most of our choices are derived from what we actually consume on social media,
Absolutely.
especially Instagram. So the influencers are actually playing a major role in our buying choices, I would say.
Yes, that's right.
Right. So, Paridhi, tell me more about when you go to do brides. So, what are these particular challenges that you face with brides? I'm sure they might have a lot of drama, when because everybody wants to look perfect on their D day. So, I mean, how do you tackle all of these issues with them?
So the most commonly challenge that I face during, while doing a bride is that generally brides, they are very anxious on their D-Day. So the best way is to, how I deal with them is I just have a conversation around them. I just, involve them into a conversation wherein I get to know about the personality, because in the end, it is also very important for me to understand that person so that I can transform and, uplift the look accordingly, as per how, what is the background, where is she coming from, what is she, how does she want her look to be like. So I prefer talking to her as much as possible, so that in the end she also becomes comfortable around the entire process. And that's how that's the like best way possible to deal with the bride. So this actually really works for me. Also, I get to
And
know the person well. So yeah,
I think it's a fab idea to, when someone's stressed and you try to kind of divert their mind to a different conversation altogether.
yes,
So
yes,
you
yes, yes.
completely, the person, or as a bride, a girl, definitely forgets all of those
There's this chit
anxieties.
chat thingy going on, wherein we also discuss about the how we are going to create the entire look. I ask her about the preferences, about the anything specific she wants, or if she's allergic to any specific products. So I make sure that I don't use them. I try to make her feel comfortable as possible. So that definitely takes away the anxiousness and bring the brighter side of the bride.
Absolutely. That's a fab approach, and I just love that approach of yours. So, when you're approaching in creating a very personalized look for your bride, what are can you walk us through that process? How do you actually curate a very personalized look for a bride?
Yes, definitely. So initially, each and everything matters to me when we are talking about curating a specific, personalized look for the bride. So the very first thing that I ask my bride is that if the wedding is happening in the evening, or in the or if she is a morning bride, or if she is an encouraged bride, so that matters a lot on the makeup look. We can't give her a very bold look when it is an encouraged bride. So that matters a lot. We ask her about you know uh, the time, what time her fairas are going to be, and even if she where is her wedding going to happen? Is it a destination wedding, or it is in Delhi only? If it is an open event or a closed one, so everything matters a lot. Everything. I try to discuss each and every point in prior, so that we can customize the look, and also what kind of jewelry she's going to carry, what kind of lehenga she's wearing, if she's a red bride, or a pink one, or a pastel one, or if she's going for darker shades. And then we go on to the styling part, to the hairstyling part, what kind of hair she's got, what kind of length she has got, if she requires any kind of extensions or accessories, or maybe she wants to put just fresh flowers. So we just, suggest her as per her needs and alter them a little bit as per our experiences. And then later comes, comes the draping part. How if she's carrying two dupattas, if she's carrying just one dupatta. So in and all, this is the, entire bifurcation of how you curate a makeover, basically, like a bride makeover.
So this all happens when, like, when does the process start?
So
When the bride
generally,
approaches.
there are a lot of makeup artists who do not give this much of time, and they do not do any consultation with their brides. But in my case, what I prefer, I do it while they book, while they make the bookings. So it is always, important for me also to understand the other person, and also it is my responsibility to make them feel that they are in safe hands. So yes, I do it. I especially make sure that I give them, the right amount of consultation before or maybe after the booking.
And I think that's a very perfect way of doing it because discussing something this important for a bride just near her wedding day can be such a, I mean, traumatic experience. She's already going to be stressed with so many things. And makeup, I think, by hiring professionals like you, should be the least of their worries as a bride,
Right.
I feel. So, I mean, this is a great approach that you're taking, and I think this is something which definitely will set you apart from the others in your industry.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I
I'm not,
have heard a lot about, I think most of them are doing, they are not, most of the makeup artists are not into consultations. They do not do any kind of briefing prior to the, events. So this is what, wherein I fill in the gap.
and I think you're definitely covering the gray area, which most of the people from your industry are not. So, kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
So, I mean, of course, like you said, that since you already approach your clients when they book you and, all of your setup is done. So, definitely there's this trust factor which you mentioned that your clients develop with you.
Yeah.
So, what are the other ways in which, you build this kind of trust with your clients so that they they like kind of retain with you even for their
Yeah.
future events?
So again, that is really important. So I make sure that I give the best quality work, and I use the I am very true to my art, to my work. So whatever is promised, I definitely make sure that that has been uh, given upon, right? So there are no false uh, hopes, like there are no
Promises.
false promises done from me and my
Right.
team. So I make sure that everything is, nicely organized, and we make sure that our team reaches on time. We do not make any delays from our side. And then definitely, upon completion of the entire makeover, we make sure that after a couple of days, we inquire the client about the services, how they felt. We take their valuable feedback as well. So all of these things count in, and it again gives a very personalized touch.
I love the part where you said that you guys take feedback. So that is very important. I mean, how did the client actually, was the client satisfied? Was it as per, what you promised? And was it as per the expectations? And it's definitely a sign of a growth sign, I would say, because not everybody likes, because feedback can be both ways. It can be negative
Negative
and
and
positive. So you
positive.
never know, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you never know. The
And
client
we
at
definitely
that
make sure that we work upon the negatives over the positives, because
point,
positives we
right?
are aware of. Negatives hardly comes in a world like this, wherein people are so pretentious, and they are not so transparent. So if you're getting a feedback, that definitely, if you're working on that negative feedback, especially, it will help you out in long run. It will definitely be a part of your growth. So we make sure that we you know adapt that, and we make certain changes to improve the negatives.
And see, Paridhi, I mean, your industry, like we've been mentioning it from the start, that it's such a crowded industry where there's a very thin line. You do one mistake as an artist, and there are 10 more on my list.
Yes,
So to retain that kind of clientele, you really, I mean, trust is the only factor that can keep you going and keep you retaining those clients as your clientele base. So, I mean, you all are doing a fab job out there, and definitely the kind of practices you've mentioned is something that is amazing. And I think you all should keep going with these practices for sure. Is it also important for the aspiring or the budding artists, as we say, to pursue a course to become a makeup artist, or just like practicing suffices? Because I am not aware that as a client, I've ever asked my makeup artist for her certification. So, I mean, what's your take on that? What would you
that's
advise?
absolutely right. Nobody asks for the certification, of course, but to but definitely there's a lot of one should definitely go for a course, because you should have a basic level of knowledge when you are getting yourself into makeup, since I believe that makeup is a combination of art plus science. So there is some kind of theory that is involved into it. You should One should definitely know about the kind of face structures, skin types, and skin tones, aesthetically color. You should know about color theory. So there are so many factors that are involved into makeup artistry. So I don't think that one should just step onto those and directly perform makeup unless you don't have the understanding of all of these factors. It would really be very difficult for a makeup artist who is not done course and just completely, go on to a client, because there is no set formula into this. You have to have an understanding of different kind of combinations, color combinations, different how to deal with acne prone skin. So there is a little bit of science involved into it. So I think it is really important for one to do a course rather than just simply
Right.
learning it from the Instagram academy. One should definitely go to a nice educator, a good one.
And I think I take your point there, because ये सब जो हम कह रहे हैं that course and just practicing, not doing a course, ये पहले चल जाता था. because people then were not really aware. जो professional कर रहा है, it was accepted. But right now, in our generation, in the Gen Z generation, we know much more, and we are aware of all of these practices. We are aware of the techniques also, because we ourselves can do such a good makeup on
Yeah.
ourselves as well. So, and of course, with Instagram definitely giving us so much of knowledge also, we are aware of certain things or certain techniques that we understand what the makeup artist
Since
is
so
doing
many
or is
people,
proposing.
sorry to cut you down, but then there are so
Yeah.
many people already involved into this sector that everyone is doing anything and everything, right?
Yeah.
So you don't
Yeah.
know what is right and what is wrong.
Absolutely.
So this is what I suggest. One, if you have to pursue makeup artistry, then you definitely have to go through a certain kind of course wherein you get to learn the techniques right, the application right, and the color theory.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it is not just about this. You get to learn a lot, many minute things that are not even, people don't even like talking about those because ultimately it will reveal their secrets about the artistry. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
the students get to learn only when they get themselves enrolled into an academy.
Do a proper certification
Yes.
as suggested by a really renowned makeup artist here with us today. Tell us now, just in like one statement, if you could say that what is your USP that sets you apart from the others in your industry?
I think I've already answered that. So the USP is that I like to build a relationship with my client because
Okay,
the industry is all about word to word marketing, word to word business that you get.
right.
So yeah, I like to work upon. I like to know about the kind of client that I am going to deal with. I like to know about a little bit background about the client, so that really helps me out in my business. When I say,
Yeah, definitely. It gets a very it is a personal touch basically. So when the client also feels that personal touch, it's basically a whole lot of experience and not just a particular service that you would be giving someone.
and
It's a
also
whole experience.
people learn from their own experiences. So in my
Right.
case, when I got married, unfortunately I was not able to do my own makeup on my wedding day. So even that time I had various of things in my mind which I wanted to clarify from the makeup artist that I hired. But since as I mentioned, there are really few people who are actually doing the consultations, who are actually in touch with their clients' needs, and they know about, they actually guide them through. So again, I also faced this problem at that time, and from there and then, I decided that I'll not be the person, I'll not be this person, wherein people are not comfortable in, talking with. And yeah, so this is one thing that I stick to. And also
Mhm.
there is like you said that how you differentiate yourself from others and what is your USP. So my
Yeah.
second USP I would say is that I unnecessarily do not promote any products on my social media unless I don't feel they're worthy enough. So yeah, I do not
Oh,
put my followers, my clients, into that situation wherein they get stuck and they get inspired and influenced by what I'm using, and ultimately they are not happy with the results. So I do not like that. I do not like doing it. But there are more than thousands and lakhs of people, lakhs of makeup artists who are already doing this, and they have made this their source of income. They are actually earning out of it by doing all the collaborations and endorsements. So yeah, that is a no-no for me. I never do that. And that's how there's this sense of trust and reliability wherein people find in me. So yeah.
that's a very good point that you've put up, and I also agree to that. That just for the sake of earning, you can't. I mean, there are people who have who've put their trust into you. Even for that matter, you don't know those people, but still, I mean, the kind of followers and following you have on Instagram shows that people actually really enjoy watching you or are inspired by what you put.
Yeah.
So misleading them just to earn is not ethical.
Yeah, it is not ethical, and I like working ethically. Like, I am very true to my work, I am very true to myself. So I believe that, one should definitely, I should be the one who should guide and educate people in the very right way possible. So,
Absolutely. Point well taken, Paridhi. And I really admire this about you. How do you see the makeup industry evolving in the next 5 years?
So, what I believe is that there will be a stronger focus on eco friendly and sustainable practices. Like, brands will be coming up with more of, recyclable branding, packaging, and environment friendly, products. So, one is this, and then augmented reality, like AR technology, will continue to enhance the shopping experiences of the clients, of the customers, allowing customers to virtually experience the product and then going further to
Buy
buy.
it.
Yes, so that I believe should come up in the picture in like next 5 years. It will definitely increase and improve the quality of the shopping experiences of clients. Um, yeah, and you can expect more of skincare infused products. Like, people are so much into skincare these days, and there are certain kind of brands that have also started coming up. Even the Indian brands, like if I name few,
Yeah.
I can think of Forest Essentials for that matter. They've recently come up with their cosmetic range, wherein they have used a lot of skincare properties into the products. So that again helps in improving the overall uh, skin health and appearance.
And I think, yeah, it's why not? Because these days, I mean, burning out is also one of the biggest issues. So when you're getting one product having both the things, something that you can use for makeup also and something that is good for skincare also.
Yeah,
So when you have these two combined together in one product, why not?
why not?
I mean, why would people not buy it? So, Paridhi, since we were talking about sustainability and how the products are going to be sustainable to basically focus on self-care, right? So, with you as a makeup artist, I'm sure you have to be on your toes, having that makeup all day long. And since you are a beauty influencer as well, I'm sure you've got to shoot a lot of content for Instagram as well. So, how do you prioritize your self care as a makeup artist?
So, prioritizing self care as a makeup artist is essential for maintaining both mental and physical well being. And I just simply maintain a balanced diet, stay hydrated, as much hydrated as possible, and I regularly go for exercise. So these are my mantras, and these habits actually enhance the energy levels of the overall well-being. So I definitely practice these things, and sometimes yoga too. So practice mindfulness is also equally important, and these techniques of meditation and deep breathing exercises, they literally help to manage your stress, and you actually feel focused about your work as well. So yeah, and I definitely do not skip on my skincare routine, be it AM or PM, and that has to be there. And also, I make sure that I always and always, I do not, in fact, I never forget to put on sunscreen, and that really helps me, in retaining my skin beautifully, and it helps to just actually it prevents my skin from damaging all the skin cells, because we work into a lot of harsh lights. So it is really
Right.
important for a makeup artist especially to put on sunscreen. So yes, I never skip that.
I think those are like really great pointers, and I think not only makeup artists, why not like the general people
Yeah, people
also?
in general
Like,
these days, like everyone, in fact, everyone should reapply, should, have the habit of reapplying sunscreen. And it really helps you out in the long run.
true, I agree. And as we say that, what goes on inside is what is shown outside. So having a really good health per se, like you said, diet and drinking, staying hydrated, drinking lots of water, definitely, I mean, helps you, and it's added bonus for your skin, for a really glowing skin.
Yeah.
And I think for me also, as a person, I don't really like heavy makeup. So having a really hydrated, glowing skin naturally helps me a lot. So I mean, it just I don't really need that kind of a makeup for me. So I mean, yes, I'm definitely gonna take that tip and start drinking more water from
Yeah,
today.
you should. And reapplication of sunscreen too.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. We are all talking about makeup. We really need to know that what is your favorite makeup style or a technique that you create? Like what's your the Paridhi style? What
Okay,
would be
so
that?
my favorite makeup style is that natural glowing skin look. And it emphasizes on the radiant skin, very natural kind of a blush with uh, just a small wink, on the outer edge of your eye, with a little bit of shimmery nude, uh, eyeshadow look. So yeah, that's kind of my go-to look, my go-to makeup look, with a little bit of maybe lip tint, and very minimal. You can say very minimal coverage of either a concealer or maybe a foundation, very light coverage. So I like it that way.
I think I already love this look because as a person, like I said, I don't love makeup. I don't like so much of makeup. I think this is like my go-to look as well. And this is already my favorite.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm aware.
Like, since as we come to the end, I would love you to give out some nuskas to all the budding, aspiring makeup artists out there who are listening to you today.
Okay, so to all the budding makeup artists who are wanted to enter this industry and be a part of it, I would highly, I would highly recommend you to not just focus on makeup, but also look upon the other sides of it, like other jobs of it. As in, these days, it is really important for you, to have a knowledge of hairstyling, of draping, of photography, how to handle social media. So it is not just about the makeup, but the entire package altogether. So yes, I would definitely, since it is a very competitive market, it is a very clustered market, and you have to make a stand. You have to create your own stand in this industry. You'll have to have the knowledge, basic understanding of all the sectors apart from just makeup. And also, there are days when since I have experienced it, I can say that there are days when you don't get a hold of makeup of a hairstylist, or maybe a drapist. Then you get stuck. What are you supposed to do if you don't know the basics of both the sides? And of course, that these things are really important, and one should focus on each and every part of it to retain and sustain in the industry.
So I love the kind of nuskas Paridhi has shared with all of y'all. And I think by all of this, she means that you got to be one-stop solution for your client. So be an independent makeup artist as she is suggesting that you got to be brilliant with your hair, you got to be brilliant with your makeup, you got to be brilliant with the draping. because you never know when can be your bad day. So, just be ready for everything that life has to throw at you. So, yes, thank you, Paridhi, for those amazing tips and nuskas. And now we come to the fun segment of this episode where I'm
Okay.
going to throw some at you. I hope you're excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know what's coming up next.
So, yes, I'm going to ask you some questions, and you got to just quickly select or just, give one statement to my question.
Okay, let's get started.
All right, so let's dive into the questions. So the first question for you is, would you rather go for a bold lip or a natural
For a
eye?
natural eye. Uh, uh, I think a natural eye.
So now, Paridhi, this the cat needs to be out of the bag. We need some makeup confessions from you. Please tell us what is that biggest mistake, a makeup mistake that you've made on a client.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't think I should tell you that. First of all,
So
I
the
don't think I'm
janta needs to
answering that. Can we just skip on to the next one, please?
the janta needs to know this.
I think you need to know this first. Let's just keep the junta aside for a second. Oh,
Come on, the cat needs to be out of the bag. Tell us.
yeah. Am I a cat? Okay. Okay, so the mistake. I think, I don't know if that is a mistake or not. I think that is one. Um so once, at the time of my booking, I realized that, I forgot the eyelashes, which were supposed to be
Oh,
a part of the, makeup. So yeah, that I forgot. And luckily, there and then there was this another team who was working just next door, who was working for the other cider makeups, the guest makeups. So I was just
yeah.
handling one bride, and there was this another team for the guest makeups. So luckily, by God's grace, God was he was literally,
He was grateful on you.
yeah, grateful of me that there was this team available. So quickly, my assistant just went next door. He got to know that there's this another team who's working out there, and then luckily we got an extra pair of eyelashes. So I just made a use of it and coated her lashes with nicely with mascara, and then it was sorted. So yeah, that was a mistake, but it got covered up.
That's nice. So I mean, you had a team next door as a savior. Thank God for that.
Yeah, thank
Otherwise,
you.
yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of experience your bride would have that day.
Like really.
So
Otherwise,
what is
I would
that?
have sent somebody to go and buy it because those days I remember there was no Blinkit also. Nowadays,
Right.
where we are fortunate enough that now there is this application called Blinkit in the picture wherein you
Yeah.
simply order and your stuff will get delivered in like 5 to 10 minutes. But back then there was no Blinkit, so I would have at last I would have just sent somebody to buy it from the market from the
Right. Right. Oh, that's a good
कुछ
experience.
नुस्खास लगाने पड़ते हैं. You should be well prepared and active enough कि आपको कैसे चीजें फिक्स करनी है. You have to be very proactive in this industry, in this मेकअप इंडस्ट्री, कि आप जुगाड़ू होने चाहिए हो. आपको जुगाड़ लगाने आने चाहिए कि कैसी चीज कैसे फिक्स कर सकते हैं. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि ब्राइड्स की ज्वेलरी टूट जाती है, मांग टीका टूट
Hmm.
जाता है, कभी कुछ हो जाता है, कभी कैसी चीजें कैसे फिक्स करनी है, ये आनी चाहिए.
That's again some good nuskas that Paridhi has shared with us. And yes, I mean, definitely as a professional, you got to cover all your tracks. You can't tell the client about your, messes or the
हाँ,
chaos
क्योंकि
that you've
ब्राइड
caused.
आपके लिए ही आपके सामने बैठी है एंड शी इज लाइक मुझे रेडी कर
Exactly.
दो. अब आप उनको उस
Exactly.
अप्रोच से नहीं जा सकते कि हमें तो आता नहीं, अब तो क्या करें. Obviously,
Yeah,
you can't do
exactly.
that to her. It's her special day. It's her D day. You just can't throw
Absolutely.
that thing on her because she's ultimately your responsibility. You have to take care of each and of each and every part of it. So जुगाड़ू होना तो है भाई बनता है.
Yes, सही है. Yes, सही है. So, Parini, tell us one makeup product that you can't live without.
I can't live without a lipstick.
Oh, yes, I thought so.
Yeah,
I guessed it.
has to be a lipstick.
So, this was a very fun challenge that you've given, and all the knowledge and your wisdom that you've shared with us today was just amazing. And thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your passion with all of us today. We really appreciate all the nuskas, all the tips that you've given all of us. And I'm sure we're going to put it to use from today onwards. So, I mean, it's really clear that your dedication to enhancing the natural beauty, like you said, your the look and the minimalistic look that you love, and creating stunning looks is absolutely unmatched. And to all our listeners, y'all can definitely find Paridhi on Instagram and learn more about her services. So, do check out the description link below for all her handles. And if you enjoyed watching this episode, be sure to subscribe to Nuskas with Anushka for more inspiring conversations and valuable insights from experts in their fields. So don't forget to follow our page on Instagram and spread the word. Until next time, stay curious, stay receptive. Bye bye.